Good afternoon, everybody. It's the Moderate Rep, and today we got a good one. Now, being that it's a Monday, obviously we have some pressing things that happened over the weekend. Number one, obviously, being the raid that led to the death of ISIS leader al-Baghdadi. The number two thing I want to talk about is the questions that now raises for the country. And finally, the other thing I want to talk about is the booing of the president, whether I believe it's right or wrong, and if it's accepted or not, or should it be. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. So, let's begin with the number one issue, the raid that led to the death of al-Baghdadi. Now, this is a huge win for the president, and he'll tout it as such. It's not only a win for the president, though, it's a win for democracy, it's a win for this country, it's a win for this world. It's always good when terroristic leaders die, especially at the hands of the U.S. Now, obviously, the president's gonna try to make this out to be his Bin Laden moment. Will it impact the voters the same way? Is yet to be seen. Primarily because Americans hated Bin Laden forever. A lot of Americans didn't know al-Baghdadi's name. What that means for this country, I don't know. But what it means to this president is a win. And a win that I'm sure he'll try to capitalize on. So, what's interesting about this to me, though, is the questions that this raises. I believe that there is an actual argument to be made that the death of al-Baghdadi is proof that we should not move our people out of Syria, that we should not remove our troops from Syria. Because we should not overlook that we got this intel not only from our own intelligence community, but from our allies, from the Kurds, from Turkey, and from Russia. Now, everyone is better off with al-Baghdadi dead. That's just facts. But is this country better off with soldiers not protecting its interests in the Middle East? Obviously, I get America first. Bring our troops home. There's no point in being there. It's senseless. And while I genuinely believe that's an honorable goal, I do. It's one that I feel is full of naivete. It's a naive belief, an ideal, especially in this political climate, that we shouldn't be in the Middle East. Knowing what we know, that we should really pull back. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I really believe if we're not there in the Middle East, then they'll be here. And America is not safer. That's just my thoughts on that. Now, the other thing, lastly, the booing of the president in Game 5 of the World Series. Now, as you know, I support this president. I voted for this president, and I'll most likely vote for him again. Well, let me just say, there's no one that the Dems are pushing that I like, period. So, with that being said, I personally don't like that the president was booed, as I am a supporter of his. In fact, I've met him when he came down to visit McAllen, Texas, the border. However, what I do have a problem with is that these constitutionalists tend to be Republican, and they're having a major problem with this. Well, sorry, but if you're a constitutionalist, you shouldn't have a problem with this. I don't like that the president was booed. However, that does not mean I don't think the president shouldn't be booed, or cheered on for that matter. This is a right that's protected. This is free speech. These are parts of what make this country great. And last time I checked, that was our slogan, making this country great again. I genuinely believe that the ability to boo or cheer on a leader is one of the finest things we can offer as citizens to this country. It proves and it shows that no leader is above its people. And especially given what we're seeing in Hong Kong and in other places of the world where riots and revolution are happening, I think it's important to note that this really is part of what makes this country tick so well. So, those are just my thoughts for the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, and enjoy your day.